Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Star Blast Studios coming here with a brand new figure review. And today here we're going to be taking a look at the new Demoniacal Fit transparent hair version Trunkus custom head sculpt set. Which I have no idea who Trunkus is. He must be some kind of a new character in Dragon Ball, in this the sequel to Dragon Ball Super that I don't want. No. Okay. We obviously know that this is Trunks, and they changed the name to Trunkus because they don't want to get sued by Bandai. So before we get into it, let's actually take a quick look at the box, and then we're going to be taking a look at the heads that are on this box right here, which we got the standard pose for Demoniacal Fit, where the actual figure that you put the heads on is like backwards, and yeah, we got the symbol right there for Really Mad Marco. We got the warning and blah 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 stuff nobody cares about, and it's associated by Demoniacal Fit. Here's the back of the box where you got the instructions like you do on every single box that Demoniacal Fit figures come with. Here's the side of the box where it says the same title that's right there on the front. Here's the other side of the box, and that is all that we have for this box. Anyway, guys, let's get right into the head sculpts. Alright, and taking a closer detailed look at these heads. And before you guys comment that I'm some kind of a modder right now, well, I did do a little bit of a life hack, but yeah, if you have seen reviews and know what these heads fit on, this head does not naturally fit on this Trunks body. So what I actually did in order to get the Super Saiyan head on there was take a corner of a piece of tissue, and then I folded it, and then I put it like into the actual socket of the thing. I put it over it, and then all I had to do after that was fit that ball peg right into the socket, and it fit really nicely into the head. It doesn't come off at all whatsoever. He has the articulation that, you know, you would expect that he would have if this head were to naturally fit on him. And this is one of the most badass life hacks I think I've ever figured out. The actual head itself, I think, works the best on this body out of all the other Trunks figures, simply due to the fact that the hair sculpt itself is like a new, refreshing type feel. It has that, with the way that I don't want to say 2.0, but it's like, what the Dragon Ball Super Trunks design is, like, he's all messed up. He doesn't have, it's like an apocalypse in that future. With the clothes that he's wearing, it really does match, you know, the long hair if he were to go Super Saiyan style on there. And that's why I feel like it works real well with this. But let me actually put this on the body that this head is meant to go on. And actually, I did happen to get another Armored Trunks figure for a custom I'm doing, so this actually works really well for the review of the Demoniacal Fit itself. So let's actually properly get into the details of this Super Saiyan thing. And actually, to tell you the truth, guys, with this head, I'm a little bit 50-50 on it. I love the sculpt that this thing has, and I love the face that this also has, like with the wide eyes. It looks really, really cool, and it just, I think they did a really good job replicating that sculpt, or all the way completely copying that sculpt that we saw with that promotional. I mean, it wasn't a promotional pick. That was one of the heads that they had on display for the Armored Trunks, essentially, that didn't actually come. Like, Tamashii Nations was messing around and playing with people's emotions by making a hair sculpt that looked exactly like this, and the only difference being that it wasn't translucent, and made us think that we were going to get that on the actual Armored Trunks figure. But no, the thing is that we never actually got that, and so it left a lot of that to be desired for us, and that's where Demoniacal Fit came in and made their own version. But the thing that I'm 50-50 about is really the translucent hair. I feel like the translucent hair is unique in its own way. It looks really cool in a lot of different shots, but overall, I feel like it being translucent in this case really hurts the figure. Like with all the other stuff, like the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta translucent hairs, I felt like those ones were really unique in their own way, and also giving us that option to fit a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta head on the on the actual body, the 2.0 Vegeta body. That one was really cool. I actually really like those Super Saiyan Blue heads. The Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta heads, those ones were alright. They weren't that bad, but I overall enjoyed those pieces. With Super Saiyan Grade 2 Trunks, or Grade 3, whichever one this form is. I'm pretty sure it's Grade 3, yeah. I think that the fact that they made this whole thing a whole new sculpt, and a sculpt that we haven't even actually had in hand before, these are one of those things where I feel Demonical Fit kind of let us down in a sense, because they decided to go with their typical translucent hair pieces. Which, don't get me wrong, for a lot of hairs, I actually really do like the translucent hair effect that they have, but with the fact that this being a new sculpt, I feel like that actually kind of is hurting it, and I just really don't like the way that it comes off in a lot of angles. It's not exactly my cup of tea, and I wasn't even going to get this Super Saiyan Grade 3 Trunks set in the first place, because I didn't like the translucency on this hair. That's one of the reasons why you didn't have this review out as soon as you usually did. So, yeah, 50-50 on this. Sculpt is great, the face is great, but, you know, the translucency I feel like could have been a little bit better. It looks really cool, but I would have preferred it much more if they had given it a paint job. Now, taking a look at the long-haired version of this Trunks, and oh yeah, and before you guys comment that they are, I know that they are making a second Trunks head that is painted, so now that I have this, I guess I'll have that in a review where I can compare the two and give you guys the honest opinion of what it'll help you guys form your own opinion of what you should buy and what you shouldn't buy. But one of the advantages that I know that this set is going to have over the painted Demonical Fit Trunks set is that it comes with this head. Now, this hair on this set is also a brand new sculpt, and is one of those things that I know a lot of people have liked. We have had, like, I know I have one of these statues, those mini Dragon Ball statues of Trunks with his long hair, and it wasn't all with the ponytail and stuff, and I actually really liked this version of Trunks with, like, his longer hair. It gave him a more unique look in the actual, you know, show, and it showed his progression as he got stronger through the Cell Saga. I really liked this version of Trunks. Now, let's actually get into the detail, and one of the things that I've seen a lot of people complain about is the fact that there really isn't a lot of sculpting in the air, like right here on the back, and you're absolutely right. And if you believe that this thing should, if you believe that if this bothers you, if this really bothers you, then you probably shouldn't get it, because, you know, not all things are perfectly sculpted. But in my opinion, it doesn't need to be all the way sculpted in the back, because who poses their figures on the shelf looking like this? Hey, I'm going to pose this figure and have it look in this direction so you guys can make sure you see the issues with the actual heads. Okay, no, but overall, the actual hair piece itself, it is one of those pieces that I feel is a little bit lacking in the department where the plastic, where you actually take this and put it together, it's actually a little bit harder than it is, and the sculpt doesn't exactly fit as good as it does with the actual top part of, like it does on here. Like, you plug these two in, like, this does look official, but this one right here looks even more official, and it just kind of, I know it's like this thing is a bootleg company, but, you know, I would have at least liked it if they had managed to get this part right. I don't really mind the fact that it's not sculpted back here, but if they had made it so that these things connect a little bit better and not made it so hard to force the faces in, which, yeah, the face is actually hard to force in, you know, it would have been fine. And actually, here's another thing about this set that I think I'm fairly disappointed of, is that they kind of missed a whole opportunity to take some previously sculpted Trunks faces and make it so you have a regular stern face that fits on the Super Saiyan Trunks hairs, and, you know, some Super Saiyan hairs, you know, I'm sorry, not hairs, faces, like the teeth grid face, the screaming face that came on the Super Saiyan Trunks head. I would have really liked it if they included faces so that they can go on the base form. It would have given this set a lot more appeal to other people and more reason to go and buy this. But, you know, it's now one of these things where you have to pick it up if you like the translucency of this, or if you don't like it, then the reason you'd pick it up is most likely for this. And if you don't like any of them and you just wanted a painted version of like this, then the option that you most likely will take is spending the 20 bucks on the painted version, which actually that's another thing about that painted version. It doesn't actually come with this head, which I think I mentioned in the review, but you know, I can't quite remember right now. Yeah, it doesn't come with that head. So there you go, guys. You have options. That's been essentially the review. Oh, one more thing about this. I really like the face. The faces here are actually interchangeable with all of the other Trunks heads. Overall, guys, that's been the review. I'm very 50-50 with this set. If you guys like to support the channel, make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. And if you haven't already, go check out my newest stop motion, Dragon Ball Evolved. I've worked really hard on that, and I'm really proud with most of the results that came out in that video. One thing at the end, it did get a little bit messed up, but I'm overall really proud of that video. I feel like that was the best video I've ever made on this channel to date. And if you haven't already watched it, Dragon Ball Evolved, I'll leave a link to it in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the comment sections. Until then.